an interesting question because I just found this out as well. You were a dancer.
Yes, I was.
And so, and part of, after the initial accident, part of your rehabilitation was that you would get back into class, and that was the thing that made you feel good and help. So, but you said, what did you feel about your body as a dancer?
Oh, right. I talked about how I had been training to be a ballet dancer, but that I thought at the time that I had certain body problems. Thought my feet were too flat, not articulated enough, and I thought my hips were too wide. So I struggled with body image I think every woman in particular in our culture struggles with their body image.
Definitely.
Because of our culture demanding us to look a certain way, Barbie doll. And that doesn't really conform to most people's realities. But for a dancer, I think it's even more aggravated because it's also about fitting an ideal, if it's Balanchines or whatnot, of what bodies should look like as a dancer, and so few are able to do that. And we're looking in the mirror all the time, and we're so acutely aware. Oh, it's so hard, and the line, if it's not completely right, and there's a perfectionism to the technique. So I do think that women and female dancers, male dancers too, struggle with those issues.
Right.
And I was probably wrapped up too much in those issues until I lost my health.
And so I'm sure now your perspective of that 18, 19-year-old girl, like saying, there was absolutely nothing wrong with me. Like, and she's like tiny. I can't even believe that you would, but this is the thing, it's all very personal. The other thing I wanted to say about dancers is that not only does it have to look a certain way and be a certain way, but it's got to be functional. It's got to do something. Like at least with the model, you have to just look a certain way, but you don't have to like juggle.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like if every model had to juggle, what are you going to do?
Crazy. My body functioned really well as a dancer. You could do what it needed to do. Yeah.
See, this is
and so I never thought about functionality. I never worried about my body having limits. And I struggle with the limits of my body on a minute-by-minute basis.
See, I find that so incredibly important for people to get before something has to happen. You know, you just have to kind of level yourself off in a way. And it's hard because, like I said, you're in your body every day, wherever it is, and whether it's your weight or whether it's pain, like illness, it's a real thing. And
how do you be comfortable in your own skin, right?
Yeah, that's what we're dealing with. And I think it's a day-to-day, moment-to-moment thing.
Well, that's the other thing. If you're trying to rise to a level of perfection, then there's this sort of stasis, like your body's you think your body's just gonna be there. Like women who struggle with weight, or dancers who are attempting to get that perfect pirouette. But I've learned that my body changes not only daily, but like minute by minute. It's ever changing. It is so mercurial. I have no sense of when it's going to change or how, but I have to battle. This is not what I think it's supposed to be. It's not what it's supposed to be doing. It's not how it's supposed to be feeling. It's not how it's supposed to look. And the look of this body has changed dramatically. The sicker I get, the thinner I get.
Right.
The healthier I am, the more I can exercise, the sort of more muscular I get. But it's not just about how it looks. It's its functionality.
Right.
And sometimes I'm in bed for a whole day and I can't get out of bed. Other days I'm, taking ballet class.
Right. And it must make you very present. Like you have to be exactly where you are. You can't necessarily worry about what's going to happen in the next moment or the next day because you have to deal with it as it comes.
And it's also respecting its limits and being approving of it and being okay with it. There are days when my body just hurts so much I feel I just have to go to bed.
Right, and that's what you have to do.
And I just am accepting of its limits, its frailty, its fragility, and just say, okay, it needs that today. I'm sad because I had a lot I wanted to do.
Right, but this is what it is.
It's so respecting one's bodies and one's limits too. That's why I love your website so much.
That's one of, this is the other thing, one of the three basic principles, because I don't think that loving your body is, I don't like that phrase. I know it sounds really great, but I think that it's hard. I think love in any form is hard. Whether you're, loving your husband, loving your family, loving your children, it changes every day. Sometimes you like them, sometimes you don't. Sometimes you're in love with them. No, nobody wants to say that, right? But it's true. So why do we have to have that relationship with our body? Like we have to love it. Because you feel like a failure if you don't. So I think appreciation, respect,
that's the part.
and acceptance.
And those are the key words that have resonated for me with your website.
And that's what I got from your story. Look up, what a pair. What a pair.